If on your Whirlpool washing machine from the line, which I'll link down below in the description, the error code F13 appears on the display, it means there is a malfunction, a fault, related to the door lock. The door lock essentially serves to secure the door before the washing cycle begins. And in this case, since the washing machine is unable to perform this locking, it stops. So it doesn't proceed with the washing phase, and this code appears on the display. However, it should be noted that this error code can directly concern the door lock. But at the same time, it can also involve the connection between the door lock and the electronic control board. And finally, it can also be related to the electronic control board. To identify which of these might be the cause, you need to distinguish the moment when this error code appears. And so it shows up on the display. In fact, if the error code appears immediately, so as soon as we set the wash cycle, start the washing machine, and this error code appears, basically, we can attribute it precisely to a fault in the door lock itself. On the other hand, if the fault occurs during the wash cycle, so we've managed to start the wash and it's running, but at a certain point this error code appears, most likely the fault can be traced back to a connection problem between the door lock and the electronic board, which therefore cannot detect that the door is closed, and intermittently it might return this error code. To solve the problem, therefore, you need to access the lock. So, in the first case, you should replace it, and in the second case, you should check the connections between it and the electronic board. To work on the door lock, which is located on the inner part of the washing machine's frame, right here at the door closure, the first thing you need to do is move the gasket. Therefore, we need to remove the spring that is positioned along the edge of the gasket, which keeps it secured to the washing machine frame. So using a screwdriver, let's do it like this. And we gently pull it outwards, just slightly. After that, we remove the gasket from this point here, near the door lock of the washing machine. Remember that this type of operation must obviously be carried out with the power plug disconnected, since we are dealing with electricity. And we unscrew these two screws, which secure the door lock to the frame of the washing machine. Once the screws are loosened, we can remove the door lock, and the first thing we need to check is this. So, as I mentioned earlier, the connections. So here on this side, this connector is attached, so check if it is tightly fastened, if it is properly inserted into the door lock. So we check it both from this point here, and at the same time we should also check it elsewhere. Along the path it takes inside the washing machine, all the way up to the top part, where it connects to the electronic board. Obviously, we will do this in the second case when the door lock problem occurs intermittently. And basically, after the wash cycle has started, in the first case, it will be necessary to replace the door lock. To do this, we need to disconnect the plug, which is this one. So, in this case, we use a screwdriver to help pull it outwards, and we remove the door lock from the outside. Removed the door lock, so now all that's left is to check if there are any burn marks on the door lock. And in any case, if necessary, go ahead and replace it. Obviously, we proceed in reverse order, so we carefully reconnect the plug back in. And carefully put it back in place on the washing machine frame. And we carefully finish the process of each step. Replacement and repair of the door lock, screwing it back in place. And finally, carefully putting the gasket back in place, making sure it is securely in position. Just as it was before. So we tuck it in from the sides, and once it's in this position, we gently pull it down so that it fits completely into the outer edge of the gasket.